Hey, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai by Hashem Rachak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS, Great Millstone, peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith, the elect. Another another three precept lesson, within the series. Now we're dealing with destruction, and I just came up with quick 3 precepts that prove the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is the USA in the scriptures. And I really got 3 precepts this time. So I'm going to use these 3, and that'll be it. You know what I'm saying? And so let's get the 13th chapter of the book of the prophet Isaiah, right? Isaiah 13, and we'll start at 17. Babylon will fall to the Medes, right? Which, because one might say, well, during the time of Isaiah, you had the Babylonians that came into power that did fall into the Medes, which is Daniel the 5th chapter. Gives you the account of that, and they did fall into the Medes, right? But that which is then is now. Today, Babylon is not, Nebuchadnezzar and Iraq, that whole region today. The Babylon spoken of, Babylon the Great, the Virgin Daughters is the USA, United States of America. Then you have the Medes, the modern day Medes would be the Russians, all right? And the Russians, in their coalition with other nations are going to overthrow Babylon the Great. Even some of Babylon the Great's allies are going to turn against her. So this is Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. I'm going to cross-reference that. They might go to Daniel 5 too. Let's just see. Yep, Daniel 5:28. Perez, the kingdom is divided, and give it to the Medes and the Persians. They commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet, and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him, that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. And that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans slain, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. But going back, all right, that which is then is now. Let's look into what it is today. Their bows also shall they dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. And because this is the point, watch this. Verse 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, right, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. See, when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, you cross-reference that. That's going to take you back to Genesis 19:24 says, then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. So when we read about the account of Babylon falling to the Medes, they didn't fall down by fire. They just fell down by the sword. The Most High gonna make it rain fire and brimstone on Babylon, the glory kingdoms today, which is, of course, right, the US of A. So verse 20, it shall never be inhabited. In modern day Babylon, the modern region of Babylon, which is Iraq, that area is inhabited by a lot of people. It says it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be. And then once that region got overthrew by the Medes, it was inhabited. So this can't be talking about that. It says, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Right, and Babylon the Great, which was the woman, the whore that rideth the beast. It's likened unto a woman. So we could go to Revelation 17 to prove that. But also my next precept was in Revelation 17 anyway. So Revelation 17 and 4, it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness and fornication. And upon her forehead, the woman, was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother. So the point is, this is likened unto a woman. Her time should not be prolonged. So the precept out of Revelation 17 I wanted to get is 11. All right, so like I had a phone call, but this Revelation 17 and verse 11, it says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th, and shall go and goeth into perdition. So this is talking about Babylon the Great itself, right? The beast that was and is not, because it didn't exist yet. In the previous verse, it talks about the British Empire, And then from the 7th, you had Babylon the Great, which gained its independence from Britain in 1776. He is the 8th and is of the 7th and going to perdition, which perdition means destruction. Perdition. So when we talk about, the destruction and Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed, this is all biblical, right? Apoleia, which means destroying, utter destruction, perishing, ruin, destruction, right? So yeah, Babylon the Great, which came out of the 7th head, the British Empire, is going to be destroyed. Okay, so let's go to the 18th chapter now. 18th chapter, and where my notes at? I want to get the 8th verse and the 29th verse. So 8th verse, right? Talking about Babylon the Great, of course. Verse 8. We'll start at 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much and that goes into, how well off this country has been for so long. The strong middle class, the abundance of food and, the freedoms, the liberties, the ability to not, to live life without having to worry about getting invaded like other nations. You live in Europe or in the Middle East somewhere, there's always a constant threat of war and invasions and commotions. But here in Babylon, it's just been, for the most part, peace and safety. Strong military, they're just taking over and subduing the earth and without the threat of having to worry about people coming in and taking over and invading this land. So it says, for she has saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. So because of that, that breeds the pride. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. Yeah, so the plagues are going to come. They draw nigh, not slack. And the Lord has just pretty much lifted the place up to throw it down. Matter of fact, he said he's going to overthrow it with a violent destruction. Revelation 18th and 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her, because the holy prophets and apostles will be here in the last days in the flesh. All right, prophesying against this place and prophesying the destruction according to the Bible. Verse 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. So that links up with Isaiah 13 we read earlier, right? And this place is going to be thrown down. That mighty angel, Yahweh Shai and the Holy Host, they coming back to throw this place down with great violence, right? Destruction. So those were just, 3 quick precepts going into the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is Isaiah the 13th chapter, Revelation 17, Revelation 18. I pray it was edifying. Giving all praise, glory, and honor once more to Yahweh Shai. Until next time, I say, Shalom.